The word of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is secrets. Secrets can be terrifying. Secrets can be frightening, but sometimes secrets can be exciting. If you are aware of some information that other people are not aware of, and you're excited to have that secret, or somebody trusting you enough to tell you a secret, and you're honored that they trust you with it, at the same time, secrets hold a lot of weight. Sometimes if these secrets get out, a massive cause and effect will come about. But at the same time, sometimes secrets don't necessarily need to be secrets. But if there's one thing that I've noticed about secrets and how it correlates with the Philippines, ladies and gentlemen, basically what I've seen, what I've learned about a lot of people is you'll understand that most people are coming to the Philippines to live out their wildest fantasies, aka their deepest, darkest secret. And today I'm going to give you an explanation on where this is coming from, because I've been made privy to some things. I've been made privy to some information. I've seen some things firsthand. And again, it really didn't dawn on me until I was older as to what this actually really meant from a deep down psychological perspective, of course. But maybe you're one of those guys who comes to the Philippines to live out your fantasy. Nobody's here to judge. This is a judgment-free zone because, hey, everybody got their own things, and it's not for me to say or my place to say this is good, bad, or indifferent. But at the same time, sometimes the secrets you keep aren't necessarily the worst secrets that you can keep. So, story number one, and I'm going to make these real quick because I don't have time to go through the details of it all, but I'm going to take you from beginning, quick little middle, and we're going to conclude it, okay? So, story number one, there's this gentleman that I knew who comes from the Middle East, right? I want to say from the Saudi Arabia area, but somewhere in the Middle East. Do not let me get his country wrong. Again, no names, no faces, no cases. You get it? So he comes from a very strong religious background, right? He will never deny that. Family, the way he grew up, the way he does his thing, it's all based on religion, right? But every other month he travels to the Philippines, right? He travels to the Philippines to live out his wildest fantasy. You see, he comes from a country wherein if you are gay, if you are caught living that alternative lifestyle, that's your life. You feel me? They don't play with shit like that. But he comes to the Philippines to live out that particular aspect of his life. You see, he could never in a million years imagine trying to do something in his home country. So he comes to the Philippines to do that. How do I know this? He has zero problem walking hand in hand with his quote-unquote significant other or who he's dealing with at the time. He's very comfortable. He's very laid back. Nobody from his home country knows that this is why he comes to the Philippines. I don't know what excuses he brings to the table. I don't genuinely care. But, you know, he's able to be his true self, excuse me, in a place like the Philippines because nobody here knows him, or nobody in the Philippines knows him. So because they don't know him and because it's not necessarily uncommon, some people might stare at you, but you're a foreigner. And you're only going to be known as a foreigner. Nobody's really going to try to specify what type of foreigner you are or where you're from and all that stuff to be able to go run tell that. They just know you're a foreigner walking hand in hand with your significant other, which just so happens to be another guy. And ain't nobody going to say shit about him. It's just the truth. Nobody cares, right? So this is one of the reasons why a lot of guys come to the Philippines to live out their deepest, darkest fantasies, because they know they can potentially get away with it with very little recourse or regard. Nobody's really going to snitch on them. Nobody's going to know about them. So it becomes a whole thing for them to make it a monthly, every other month, every couple of month type of trip in order to get it out of their system. So when they go back to their home country, they can go about living their lives. You see, don't get me wrong, this could happen to anybody. I've seen a couple of American guys walking around with the Transformers. And again, when I say Transformers, guys, I'm not talking about it from a disrespectful standpoint. I'm just saying that's a term that I could use on YouTube that they're not going to flag my video. I could use that term. And happy June month for y'all, because that's what, I forgot about that. And I don't know why I'm saying it, but you get it, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of y'all start traveling in June too. But again, I digress. But it's not uncommon to see a lot of guys from the European countries, right? Even some guys from the United States walk around hand to hand with their little transformers and shit. Because, again, they could be with wives, have full kids, all types of shit. But they gonna come to the Philippines, disguise it as a business trip or whatever, I don't know. So that they can live out their deepest, darkest fantasies, right? Or their wildest fantasies. So whatever excuse you make to be able to get to the country, luckily for me, I don't need no excuse because this is where I went to school. So nobody's really rocky. Like, look, I come here to have me some fun. I know. I love the Philippines, and there are a lot of other things that I could participate in. And of course, my wife's going to be with me when I'm in the Philippines, so y'all know what's good. But at the same time, there are people who make a Philippine trip to live out their fantasies. And there's nothing wrong with it at all, because I don't care. But I do have to caution guys who choose to do this or to participate in said activity. And the reason I have to caution is because, gentlemen, if you are out here in these streets trying to do this, this thing over here, and you're not protecting yourself, with all due respect, man, don't be trying to bring no sicknesses back to your significant other, right? And it's crazy that people in the United States would still go about that, even though it feels like the members of a certain community are now a protected class. I couldn't imagine anybody coming down or being that wild or crazy and shunning you and trying to fucking throw rocks and stones at you or anything like that for living that lifestyle, especially in 2024. Nobody really cared anymore. It's almost like, and it's the craziest thing, this is the funniest thing my wife ever told me, but it's almost now you got to come out as straight in 2024 or tell people that you're straight and they're going to automatically assume that you about that life, right? It's crazy to believe it, but the way that, the structure of society has gone and, how it's highly favored in certain aspects, it's almost like you got to let them know, nah, that's not me, all right? I don't know what the term, I'm heterosexual, that's me, or some shit, right? They call it cisgenders. It's weird. I don't want to get into all the terms and stuff, but you get it, right? It's almost like you got to let them know, nah, that's not me. Because if you don't say it, they're going to automatically assume it. It's crazy. But I digress. A lot of people come to the Philippines to live out their fantasies. Gentlemen who are straight, who do come to the Philippines to pay for play and to have that type of fun, you too got to be careful, right? Again, secrets can be fun. Secrets can be exciting. But at the same time, holding them in and doing everything humanly possible to keep that secret a secret could lead to detrimental acts and consequences, right? You want to be able to have your fun, whatever it is that you're doing with your life. Genuinely, I don't give a shit. I just want you to be able to have fun. I want you to be able to live your life. But you got to be able to protect your people, reputation, whatever you got. But at the same time, if you ain't really caring about stuff like that, who am I to say what you need to be doing and what you need not be doing? So I don't judge. But what I will say is this, man. Secrets can kill. Secrets can get people in some serious, serious shit, right? And heaven forbid somebody find out that secret that you didn't want them to find out about. It becomes very, very, very dangerous in nature, especially if you're doing a complete 180 from the type of person that people believe that you actually are, right? Now, if you're a dude and you're just trying to be with a bunch of women, yeah, somebody might be pissed off about it, but at the same time, okay, guy, hooking up with a bunch of women, fuck it, you're a man. What do people expect, right? Type shit, if that's your secret. But at the same time, if you're a dude and you got a whole family, a whole relationship, you got a whole foundation, wherever you're from, and you're over here trying to indulge in something that I believe is a complete 180 from what people know you from, those type of secrets, usually it's hard to hide those. Some people know when you are, like, let's be real. Like, certain acts, mannerisms, the way you carry yourself, you can find them. You can really kind of lock in and say, yo, you might be a little different, right? You try to convince me you're something else, but chances are I can see a little difference in you. right? But if you can't tell, and then that secret comes out and it becomes a bigger issue. I'm going to leave you with one more, okay? I don't really want to tell the story, but we're going to go ahead and get into it. I hope it don't piss y'all off. It's a topic of conversation for another day, and it's not even really a story. It's just something that I personally seen, something that I know, because it's been right there in front of me. So there was a guy who used to be a member of a very, very popular religion. The gentleman with their shit up to their neck with that little white piece in the black shit. I don't need to go into details, but you know what I'm talking about. Who really retired from service, decided to retire in the Philippines, and let's just say that these particular group of individuals or these particular guys have kind of gathered a bad reputation for being too friendly with the younger crowd. And I'm not saying that they have participated and said shit in the Philippines, because that's crazy. I do not believe they would ever get away with that. But every time I see this particular gentleman who was retired from this particular organization, his choice of company, I should say, have always been flirting along that line. And they were definitely, how can I say this? Let me get it right. They were definitely flirting along the lines of being iffy about age, number one. And they were definitely holding the XY chromosome. Best way for me to put it. And again, people come to the Philippines to live out their fantasies. And I tell you time and time again, it's not my place to judge, but it's my place to just say something. Because you're going to see that over there. If you've never been to the Philippines, you're going to see some shit. Most of the time, we just, in one ear and out the other, we see the visual, oh, just some guy, you know, trying to hook up with another guy. Big whoop, big surprise. Oh, it's a foreigner over here. Da, 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 da. You know, who would have thunk it, right? Type shit. But don't let anything that you see in the Philippines surprise you. Well, it's not just the Philippines. I'm sure it's other places, Thailand, Japan, of course. But these are things that I personally see with my own eyes that you just can't unsee. And you start to realize that people are traveling here to fulfill a fantasy. How you feel about it? Bahalaka, completely up to you. Some people are cool with it, some people are not. My job is just to tell you what I've seen, just to let you know that it does exist, so that if you travel to the Philippines for the first time, second time, third time, you're never surprised at the things that you come across. And that's my time, effort, and energy, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a good doc. Y'all know what time it is, man. Time for me to go and get to getting. Y'all take care. Y'all stay blessed, man. Doc is out. Peace.